My argument was that she had fought for something that I, as an adult, could see was not right, and it was not being done the right way. And the evidence was in the fact that she actually just left letters at their house, at the one woman's house, and at the mother of that woman's house, because she used to split her time going to the granny, the woman's mother, and some of the time at the other lady's house. And she just left a note at both of their houses and not much of an explanation, and has never contacted them again. In the last, it happened about 5.5 years ago, and she's never thanked them, never contacted them. Her older sister, who was very, very much the instigator and sort of, don't worry, I'm here for you, I'll give you money, I'll do whatever you want, you just tell me and I will be involved. And if you want me to take mom on and fight with her for you to be able to leave and do your own thing, I'll do that as well. She had also come to South Africa several times and never driven past the Stilbaai turn-off, never bothered to go and meet them, never thanked them, never explained to them why, after putting so much effort into supposedly helping Suzanne, she had just actually left. I still don't really understand why she left my home, and why she left the other woman's home. That lady's explanation is that just like she treated me like trash and used me and just moved on to something better, I now understand why you felt so badly, in the sense of that you were saying that you really love her and look after her and you don't deserve the way she's actually treating you. But in hindsight, many people look back and realize that things are not the way they sometimes are presented, or the way that they look like they're going to be. Or so yeah, I had a long conversation with her recently, because of the fact that basically we have a little bit of a repeat scenario going on, with Lorna wanting to throw her weight around, and again having her elder sister's support to back up any notion she comes up with. I've subsequently found out that she's going to buy my son a house in Cape Town if he helps Lorna and helps her and keeps Sebastian there. And so it becomes, a little bit of I have pounds and I will make and do what I want, because I don't have any children. I haven't started making a family. Even at 32, she hasn't actually started making a family. And she thinks that my children are her children. She doesn't really understand they are her siblings. And, sadly, I went with the full belief that the SAP and the welfare and the social system would work a certain way, and it didn't. At the end of the day, when I could just see these police officers were just not going to cooperate and actually hand Sebastian over to me, I related the story of King Solomon and the baby that the woman came along with, that he eventually said, cut it in half. And I said to them, I will not stand here and watch Sebastian being torn in half by the authorities and children who think that by lying and being deceptive and being manipulative, we're going to in fact get their selfish desires to play out just as they please. That they are, for example, Shane is basically 7 years older than Sebastian, and he thinks he understands life in its entirety when he really doesn't. And it's very sad. So I'm hoping that if I tell people, this is a very long, I thought I was going to talk for 10 minutes. I did warn you I'd talk long. I'm hoping that if I tell people my story, that it'll get to the ears of people who are prepared to actually really, really come on board and help me. You know, I went to the ANC because I've always been involved with the ANC, and they are trying to assist me. The only problem is everybody seems to be very busy, and I really do need someone that really takes the situation on properly, because I have to earn a living. I have to work. COVID is really hectic, and I cannot just abandon ship and try and swim out to a lifeboat and fight just for this situation I'm in. I joked when I went into the offices of the ANC, and I said to them, I really need someone like Malema, Julius Malema, who will march for me, or that young man Jack, who was at the Belleville school demonstrations, etc., Markovitz. I need someone who is passionate about the value of one human being's life. The Muslim people believe that if you are disrespectful and you let one life be counted as worthless, then you may as well count humanity as worthless. We have to stand up, even if it's for one person, one woman, one child, one life. And when I came home and I said to them, I will not roll over and I will not accept what's going on, then my daughter in England proceeded to tell me that if I didn't leave her to do what she thought would be best, she would fuck up my entire life. That she will take me on, and she will take me on in the civil capacity, and there'll be nothing left. So it's really, I haven't really got on with her at all since the incident of Suzanne 6 years ago, because I felt like she behaved badly and she caused a terrible rift in the family. And it's almost like she's got it in for me. She's always got it in for me. She's always just looking for a way to dig a hole or like push me into a hole. I don't understand what she thinks. A family, everybody has to work towards a family being good. You can have one person, if they just pull hard enough in another direction, they can actually rip and tear a family up. You don't need 10 people pulling it apart. You can have one person, and they can cause so much chaos that the family can be pretty much destroyed. So I was served with papers that said a motion to, basically what they wanted to do is try and get guardianship of Sebastian put into Shane's name so that Shane could be his guardian. So can you imagine, I'm 52 years old, I've been raising all these children, I've been doing it basically pretty much in my own strength and having to earn all the money, etc. It is only since my partner came along that he is actually helping me, so I don't have the means to actually fight the civil matter head on. I was given papers that basically said, if I'm going to contest it, I must contest it by the 22nd. So I sent a letter saying I'm contesting it. And then they said they will put in a proper application if I contest it on the 29th of this month, and that I would then carry the cost if I lost it, which would mean, one of them nicely sort of said to me, then we'll take your house, So it's like threat, blackmail. And then all of a sudden, I got an email from the lawyer saying that there was going to be like a urgent hearing. And I, I assumed, okay, the Bali is going to come and deliver some papers. And I got a phone call this morning, and a woman said, I am the liaison for Judge so-and-so, so-and-so, and are you going to be in court this morning? And I was like, where are you phoning from? And she said, the High Court in Cape Town. And I was like, I'm totally confused, because as far as I understand, they are applying for some type of, you know, a court date or something like that. And she said, well, can you be in on some, she gave it some term, basically like, I suppose it's like a Zoom meeting. And I wasn't set up for a Zoom chat or for a group chat, and I'm no good at these things. And it was like, I tried to get hold of the attorneys, the advocates that the ANC were providing, and I was trying to download. She sent an email with a link or something like that, and I was trying to download that, and then it came through, and there was no volume, and I was putting on earphones, and basically all the things that the kids had complained about and written in this report, they had sat down as a group, the siblings that live in Cape Town, and all had said the same little story. And she had read it all, and she said, based on what she's reading, she's going to simply give Shane like a temporary, that Sebastian could stay there while an investigation goes on.